Please take it down now, the headline. Kikao Shikasa. The headlines. President Tinubu tightens rules on police deployment to ministers. Supreme Court overrules presidential pardon, upholds Marine Sanders' death sentence. And Aderonke Adeshola puts Yoruba sports commentary on the map. Hello and welcome to S24 News. I'm Zainab Ibrahim with details of our major stories. President Bola Tinubu has directed that all ministers and senior government officials must obtain his personal approval before requesting police escort for official assignments. He gave this instruction at a Federal Executive Council meeting in Abuja, emphasizing that no such request should be made without presidential clearance through the Inspector General of Police. Our correspondent Samira Osman, has more.
President Bola Tinubu reaffirmed his order to pull police officers off VIPs and return them to core policy. He stated this minutes before presiding over the Federal Executive Council at the State House, Abuja. He further directed the Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, to liaise with the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, and the National Security and Civil Defense Corps to immediately replace withdrawn escorts.
I honestly believe in what I said, and I called on the IG, and I hope the Minister for Police Affairs is here. So if you have any problem of security because of the nature of your assignment, please contact the IGP and get my clearance.
He further stated that while some officials remain vulnerable, civil defense personnel should step in for VIP protection where necessary. He asked the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, and the Department of State Services to issue further guidance and ensure the directive is effective.
We need all the forces that we can utilize. I know some of our people are exposed. I understand that we have to make exceptional provision for them, and the civil defense are equally armed. And I want to know that from NSA to arm our forest guards too. Take it very seriously.
The president further tasked Vice President Kashim Shettima to use the National Economic Council to identify and rehabilitate grazing reserves into ranches, aiming to defuse farmer header flashpoint and formalize the livestock economy. Samira Usman Adam, S24 News.
Nigeria's Supreme Court has set aside a presidential pardon previously granted to Marine Sanders, restating her death sentence for the 2020 killing of her husband, Biliamino Bello, in Abuja. In a 4-1 split ruling, the court ruled that the executive acted improperly by granting clemency while an appeal was still pending and affirmed the original sentence of death by hanging. Senator Lawrence, Bayelsa State Deputy Governor, died at age 60 after collapsing in office and being rushed to a medical center. Governor Dapo Abiodun of Ogun State and others have expressed condolences over the loss. The Senate screening session descended into a heated confrontation as two lawmakers exchanged harsh words over Omokri's consideration. Tension broke out when a motion had already been placed on the floor recommending that Omokri and others be asked to take a bow and leave. Senator Ali Undeme insisted that the motion must be seconded before any comment could be entertained. Take a look.
This young man has shown that where he sees a compelling evidence in the interest of the Nigerian nation, he will not be ashamed to say that I was wrong in my assumption. From what I have seen, this man is working and he deserves the support of all those who want progressive governance. The second side of the argument is that we have a president. We have a president who has shown that by the power of example, the minimum requirement of leadership, and here I will proudly say I was a governor, which is a head of a subnational government. And so when I talk, those who are not the governors should listen to me. Your Excellency, you have to become a senator. For me, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has shown a real quality that the fact that you criticize me during the election, the fact that you abuse me at one time or the other, when I have made you are a president. It's not a photo pack. I will not support you. The president has shown large heart. And he deserves to be commended because he's now a president of all Nigerians. Regardless of the views they held before the election. That is what his nomination is. Thank you, and I congratulate you, President. You can't put it Mr. Chairman, you can't. But this is not a photopack. This is Senate. You are behaving now. My name, once again, is Senator Joel Onuako Thomas, and more especially, when you don't know anything, the nominee from my state, Reno Moki, who was a special advisor to the president on new media, and who, despite all the issues that people are saying about him, has found a way to reconcile with the president. I saw it's a fit and proper person to be an ambassador. An ambassador is somebody who represents. So I feel second that they should take him out and go.
The English colleagues, before I ask the question, are you
Now somebody goes to television. I have recorded it over and over 100%. So the guy that was trying you say what you're doing, and go home, I say another thing.
Look against the name. The
nominees take a bow, one at a time.
All right, moving on. The faction of Chris Imumole has strongly criticized Governor Ademola Adeleke over his defection to the Accord Party. The group has described the move as a backdoor entry and has declared it invalid. According to the group Imumole-led faction, proper party procedures were not followed, raising serious questions about the legitimacy of the governor's reported action. Nigeria's education sector received an unprecedented boost today as billionaire philanthropist Aliko Dangote unveiled a 100 billion naira annual education scholarship initiative in Lagos. Our correspondent Kabiru Abdurrauf has more.
What is now the largest private sector commitment to education in Nigeria's history, Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, has launched a 100 billion naira education support program, a 10-year plan that amounts to a 1 trillion naira investment in Nigeria's future. Dangote says the goal is simple but urgent, as the commitment seeks to ensure that no young Nigerian is forced to abandon their dreams.
We cannot allow financial hardship to silence the dreams of our young people, not when the future of our nation depends on their skills, resilience, and leadership.
Vice President Kashim Shettima, who officially inaugurated the initiative, described Dangote's philanthropy as structural, generational, and visionary. The VP also reflected on Nigeria's difficult history with formal education.
Useful population is a global asset only when it is educated. Without education, it becomes a threat to itself and to the nation that houses it. We come from a difficult history. Formal education was once treated as an intrusion. It was seen as an affliction. It was seen as a scheme to estrange children from their heritage. The residue of that suspicion, the gap that misunderstanding created, still weighs heavily upon our national progress.
On our part, the UN Deputy Secretary General Amina Mohammed praised the program's focus on vocational training.
Through the Aliko Dangote Foundation,
education,
he has translated that conviction into action, demonstrating that development is not an aspiration, but a responsibility and a lived experience that we must all carry forward.
Also, the Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, called the program one of the most comprehensive human capital development efforts ever seen.
The foundation has also built inclusivity into this. 5% of the enrollment will be targeted to disabled children all across the various areas.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, alongside royal fathers, including the Oni of Ife and the Emir of Lafia, pledged full support for the initiative's implementation and long-term impacts. With a 1 trillion naira commitment over the next decade, the Dangote Foundation says this initiative is not just supporting education, but engineering a new national trajectory. Kabiru Abdurrauf, S24 Television.
Officers of the Nigerian Police Force fired tear gas canisters at members of the coalition of indigenous FCT contractors who were protesting an alleged unpaid debt of 5.2 billion naira by the Federal Capital Territory Administration. Our correspondent Kabiru Abdurrauf has more.
There were chaotic scenes in Abuja on Wednesday as policemen allegedly acting on the directive of FCT Minister Nyesom Wike fired tear gas at protesting contractors who had gathered to demand payment for completed government projects. The contractors had barricaded the entrance to the minister's office, insisting they were owed for jobs fully inspected, verified and approved between 2018 and 2024.
The CSO said he will have a meeting with us today and probably take us to the minister by 10 a.m. And this is about 12 o'clock, I mean 2 o'clock now. We've not seen anyone. The only thing we got is the director of security sent some boys that we should organize ourselves.
Many of us are in the health secretariat. We've done our jobs. Health is something that we're saving lives. Most of these jobs are verifiable. We supplied equipment in the hospital. Go to the hospital and verify.
Document presented by the contractors show that the outstanding payments cover a wide range of public works executed under the supervision of the Federal Capital Territory Administration. Beyond the financial burden, the contractors say prolonged delays have inflicted severe emotional and medical stress on their members. They allege that more than 5 colleagues have died due to hypertension and depression, while others have lost homes, marriages, and businesses.
Appealing to him to please, being the kind of person he is, he should have a human heart and tell us.
2 years, we've been begging the minister, even address us, talk to us.
Nobody will work here. We are just giving them today because they promise that they will have it with us. From tomorrow, we are working everywhere.
The group also recalled a similar protest in 2024, during which police officers dispersed them with tear gas, batons, and shields. The contractors insist their demonstration have remained peaceful and disclose that several letters and petitions were submitted to the minister's office and the leadership of the 10th National Assembly. Kabir Abdurauf, S24 Television.
In a related news, President Bola Tinubu has ordered the immediate settlement of about 1.5 trillion naira owed to federal contractors for completed projects. He expressed deep displeasure over the backing during a Federal Executive Council meeting, noting that such delays undermine government's credibility. Our correspondent Khadija Mohammed has more.
President Bola Tinubu has expressed deep displeasure over the backlog of unpaid funds owed to federal contractors across ministries and agencies. The president has therefore set up a ministerial committee to urgently address the issue and recommend immediate solutions for settling the debt.
The president expressed very grave displeasure about the fact that contractors are being owed money. He actually said he was upset, and then he set up a committee of about 6 ministers and said he should look into the problems of giving funds, of paying those contractors. The DG of procurement actually told the president that about 2,000 contractors are being owed money. And this, of course, I said, made the president very upset.
Mr. Bayo Ananuga listed the members of the committee tasked with identifying solutions, securing funds, and reporting back to the president.
So the committee is made up of the Minister of Finance and the Coordinator of the Economy, Minister of Economic Planning, the DG Budget, the Minister of Works, the Minister of Education, and the Minister of Housing, Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, and the Chairman of Federal Inland Revenue Service. All of them are supposed to sit down, develop as a committee, meet as a committee, and then go to the president to tell him the solution they have found in allocating funds to pay contractors.
Now, a Nigerian entrepreneur is redefining how businesses move goods across the country, and now she's helping other founders scale their companies. Pharmacy graduate turned venture capitalist Amanda Etuk began her career in healthcare but found her purpose in fixing one of the country's toughest challenges, logistics. Take a listen to a story as produced from our newsroom.
Nigeria's commercial capital, Lagos, a city many describe as chaotic, is where Amanda Etuk sees opportunity.
The city encourages you, like you can't even relax. The person next to you has come up with something else. People that you see people online, oh, I've been in Lagos for 1 year and I've just bought I'm like, oh my God, I've been here all my life. So there's always something to, as our people will say, ginger you in Lagos. Yeah.
Etuk didn't initially set out to change Nigeria's supply chain system. With a pharmacy degree from the University of Lagos, she was simply interested in solving problems, and the problems in Nigeria's logistics market, valued at over $72 billion as of 2023, were hard.
They've gone past the ideation stage. They've been in business for at least 2 years. They've started to see some traction in their business. So they already have that drive and that grit. It's more like, how do we now scale this business?
Her journey took a sharper turn with the role of Hygia HMO, which opened her eyes to recruiting failures in last-mile delivery. But by 2024, a new challenge called. Amanda joined Cascador, a prestigious accelerator supporting Africa's mid-stage high-growth companies. She became program director, overseeing the organization's $2 million catalytic fund.
Going into a mentorship program was actually what changed it all for us, how we need to see things different, the kind of approach we need to engage in, and how we need to also scale and sustain over a period of time. So yes, I think to encourage that all founders should definitely go into one form of mentorship or have one mentor or the other that they are discussing things with.
Cascador's impact is significant. Its alumni have raised more than $55 million, achieving an average of threefold year-over-year revenue growth since 2019.
Last year, 2024, the Africa Venture Capital Association reported $3.6 billion, that's billion with a B, in total deal size, right? So deal volume. And this was, of course, across 450 deals on the continent. So that is a significant number, anyhow you choose to look at it.
For Ethic, though, the reward is not just the numbers, it's the ripple effect of growth.
I think my purpose really is to help birth things. That's really my purpose, and doing this gives me joy. Talking to entrepreneurs and being able to contribute one aspect to their growth, it makes me happy. It keeps me up at night and it keeps me going every morning. You know, you might have a very difficult day and then you get a great message from an entrepreneur and say, oh, I was able to negotiate this opportunity based on our conversation.
From transforming last mile logistics to shaping the next generation of African scale-ups, Amanda Etuk is using problem solving to rewrite what's possible for entrepreneurs on the continent.
Well, that is an inspiring story there from Amanda. Now we go on a break, and when we return, S24 News continues. Welcome back. The Federal Inland Revenue Service has signed a cooperation agreement with France Tax Authority, the Direction Generale des Finances Publiques, to modernize Nigeria's tax administration. The pact focuses on digital transformation, improved tax compliance systems, enhanced taxpayer services, and stronger cross-border enforcement. Now in sports. In Nigeria, one woman is redefining sports commentary using Yoruba language, humor, and raw energy to win over thousands of fans. Her name is Adironke Adeshola, and her unique radio show has turned her into a rising star in a male-dominated field. Khadija Muhammad brings us the story.
At viewing centers across Ibadan, fans gather for the weekend's big games. But beyond the football, many come for something else. The spirited Yoruba commentary of Adironke Adeshola, a presenter whose blend of banter, analysis, and cultural depth has earned her nationwide admiration.
There's something we call banter in sport, especially football. So I input that, banter into all of my content because I know that there is no how a winning team won't be, giving the losing side some body eating.
At a local viewing center, speakers crackle to life as Adeshola's voice homes in Yoruba. Fans erupt with laughter and excitement as she narrates every move with passion. The owner says her commentary has become part of the entertainment.
I played the Yoruba commentary because I love the lady, the way he runs the comments. And he brings some spices, like some people, like he has some kind of things that he used to, for his comments, that make you laugh. Whenever you are listening to it, there is no way you will not laugh.
Her listeners says Adeshola's command of Yoruba set her apart. Authentic, indigenous, and deeply relatable.
Yeah, I'm a Yoruba man, and if you can hear what she's saying, what the sport is saying, the Yoruba is the real one.
Away from the microphone, Adeshola juggles another full-time role, which is motherhood. She says the balance is tough, but necessary.
It's not been long I started managing a home, but so far so good. I've been trying to make sure that I do checks and balances for myself from time to time. on how to balance taking care of home and taking care of my kid without actually affecting my job. And there's times when if I say that a job is going to really affect me and I won't be able to take care of my kid, I might not accept it and I won't even accept it.
At Splash FM, where she presents her show, Adeshola hopes her journey inspires more women to take up sports broadcasting, especially in the indigenous languages.
I want more women doing what I'm doing in the nearest future. In fact, and the future is here. The future is near because I've seen a lot of ladies presenting Yoruba sports. Though they are not much, but I have colleagues that present Yoruba sports too. And I think anything you do and other people, they actually imitate, you are doing it well.
With her growing influence, Adeshola now aims to take Yoruba sport commentary to the global stage, working with big brands and organizations to showcase the language internationally.
My goal, my next step is to work with big brands, like big organizations, that are willing to take Yoruba on the global stage. Like, I really want to go global. I want people to know that Yoruba language can be out there. The way you translate your Korean, your Chinese, your Japanese, yes, you can also get a translator for Yoruba language in the world of sports.
From radio waves to viewing center, Adeshola is proving that language, culture, and passion can transform sports storytelling. Khadija Muhammad, S24 News.
There's an interested talent from Adeshola. Still in sports, Nigeria's Super Falcons have slipped one place to 37th in the world with 1,607.063 points. The drop comes after a period of inactivity following their Women's Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against the Benin Republic, which saw them earn qualification but left them without a recent competitive match to earn ranking points. Also, Nigeria's Super Eagles have announced their 27-man squad for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco, blending fresh talent with record stars. Coach Eric Chell's list features exciting newcomers like Ryan Adli-Biosi, Ebenezer Akinshamiru, and Selim Fago, alongside the return of experienced players such as Paul Onatu and Akko Adams, as the team aims for continental glory. Now, on the foreign scene, Thai military and local security officials examined a damaged house after it was hit by Cambodian artillery. There were no casualties as residents had already been evacuated. Finally, artillery rounds echo in the distance as Thai evacuee Bunka Jujerum settles into a folding bed, sheltering with his family under a bridge near the Cambodian border during an ongoing violent border dispute. Take a look.
รุนแรงเอายังไงก็เอามันจบมันจะได้ชาวบ้านจะได้ปลอดภัยจะได้ทำมาหากินอย่างไม่ผวาพะวงนะครับก็ฝากให้รัฐบาลเอาไว้มันจบเอามันกี่วันก็เอาไปนะครับขอให้จบชาวบ้านจะได้กรีดยางสบายคิดว่าถ้าจะเข้ามาทางพ่อ กันชุลมุนรถมอเตอร์ไซค์วุ่นมัธยมเนาะคนมันเยอะนะเหตุการณ์มันอย่างนี้แล้วก็มันเจอมาหลายครั้งแล้วเราก็ต้องอดทนนะครับก็ทำไงที่ทำมาหากินก็อยู่ที่นี่ไม่รู้จะหนีไปไหนเนาะไรนาก็อยู่นี่วัวควายก็อยู่นี่บ้านเรือนก็อยู่นี่ก็ไม่รู้ว่าจะหนีไปไหนก็ต้องทนอยู่นะครับก็ดูเหตุการณ์ไปเรื่อยๆไม่รู้ว่ามันจะเมื่อกี่วันจะสงบ
เราอยากให้รัฐบาลออกช่วยหน่อยนะคะว่าถ้าจะทำก็ทำให้เสร็จไปเลยชาวบ้านจะได้ทำมาหากินกันไม่ใช่ว่าวันหนึ่งต้องมาวิ่งเข้าบังเกอร์วันหนึ่งต้องไปทำกับข้าวกินหรืออะไรอีกอย่างหนึ่งค่าใช้จ่ายพวกเราชาวนักไร่ชาวนาแล้วก็แย่
อยากว่าถ้าทำก็ทำให้มันจบไปไม่อยากให้มีอะไรนะยืดเยื้อต่อไปจากอยากจะไม่ให้มีแบบลูกหลานต่อไปจะไม่ต้องให้เห็นอย่างนี้น่ะเป็นห่วงลูกหลานต่อไป
Well, we will drop the curtains now, but before we go, here's a recap of our top stories. President Tinubu tightens rules on police deployment to ministers. Supreme Court overrules presidential pardon, upholds Marian Sanders' death sentence. And Aderonke Adeshola puts Yoruba sports commentary on the map. And that's our bulletin for tonight. I'm Zainab Ibrahim. Thank you for watching S24 News. Stay safe, stay informed, and good night.
Is the fact that you stay common statue and you